G'day guys, goeiedag, my name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because the mighty Springboks is going to put their reigning, defending, the undisputed #1 ranked position on the line this weekend against the tiny rugby nation of Australia in a home game at the Western Cape town of Perthfontein, right? Oh my goodness, only 18-hour flights away from Johannesburg, and boy, this will be a monumental occasion for the Wallabies to have any chance of winning this game. But, you know, I will never forget it was in Perthfontein in 2019 where Scotty Barrett lost his red card virginity and led to a massive win for the Wallabies and turning the city, renaming the city back to Perth again, right, after that game. So yes, it could still happen this weekend. Anything could happen in the game of rugby, and I'm hoping for like 5 red cards, all right? We couldn't win against 13 players last week, so we need a lot more than 1 red card this weekend. But hey, anything could happen. Anything could happen. It is rugby. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Now, before we go on to talk about the players, the lineup, and everything, just wanting to know, I've been working on something on the back. So this is a little bit of a players lineup. Basically, I've taken the lineup from Rugby Australia that looks like this. I've fixed up all the pictures, fixed up all the stats for the players, and you can click on it, and it'll take you to a website that shows you all the stats from the player, right? It's pretty nice, but currently this is offline. I can only access it from my computer. This is basically only accessible by me, so I want to put it online. I have a domain set up. So yeah, if you want to help out, feel free to donate some money. I need some money to finish the development for this. But yeah, this will be a basic website for just the big games on the weekend. It's not going to include all the games, big games on the weekend, and something that you can probably just scroll through your phone and click on the players and being able to see their stats at your leisure, you know, during the game or something like that. So yeah, if you want to help out, feel free to donate some money, and for very limited offer, I will accept 100 million Australian dollars if you want me to quit doing rugby, okay? I know there's a lot of you who hates me for what I'm doing, and if you, hey, limited time, 100 million Australian dollars, I will quit doing rugby forever, okay? The price will go up in future, so you better get on it now. Otherwise, it's gonna be like 100 billion by next week. Who knows? Especially if the Wallabies win, it's gonna be 100 billion for sure, right? So yes, better get on it. And by the way, like half of that will be going to taxes, and you know, so it's not even me. I'm pretty generous. I'm only taking 50 million, maybe even less than that with the fees. So yeah, I'm pretty generous, and it's a pretty good deal for you. And yeah, $50 million, I will be out of your life for good, okay? So think about that. All the haters out there, think about that. You know, now let's talk about the game this weekend. Wallabies versus the Springboks. Obviously, last week we bribed the referee, we changed all the laws, two yellow cards. Anyway, so yes, this week we've got even better, right? We had to do better because Luke Pearce, you know, didn't quite help us out nearly enough. So we have old mate Paul Williams back this weekend. Paul Williams is the guy that gave out the yellow card against Fath for swiping the beard a couple years ago. So yeah, pretty happy to have him back on our side, and plenty of you know, plenty of, I don't know what he wants, kiwi, I don't know, we'll give him a sheep or something, but hey, you know, very happy that the referee's on our side this weekend. So definitely big advantage to us for the Aussies. The weather this weekend is going to be rainy as well. Again, I don't know how this is going to go. The Wallaby players hasn't been that great in the rain based on their performances in Super Rugby. But hey, anything can happen. Like I said, it's Perthfontein. You know, it could play either way, right? Either way, both teams are looking, you know, yeah. You know, there's a lack of experience for both teams this weekend, I guess. Probably less to an extent for the Springboks. But yeah, we'll have to see how the rain is going to play into the performances. Now, let's have a look at the results for this game in recent times. So last time Australia played away, 43 points to 12 to the B team. And anyway, Perthfontein has been a pretty good place for the South Africans. They've actually you know, they've actually had a consistently close performances against the Wallabies, and a few wins here and there as well. But yeah, this weekend surely will be a easy win for the locals to celebrate about after this match. Oh boy. Anyway, let's move on. And finally, I just want to have a quick look at some of the stats. So yeah, when it comes to the attacking last week, the Wallabies obviously really struggled. The overall run meters, South Africa just absolutely dominated. Even their forwards like Peter Dutoya and Eben Nesbitt had more run meters than any of the Wallabies backline. Yeah, so no one has breached even close to the 40 meter running mark. Whereas, you know, the forwards from South Africans have done more than 40 meters. And multiple players. Yeah, it is pretty dire looking in the attack for the Wallabies, and things only look a bit worse in defense. Not a lot of seals. Someone has highlighted it a lot. Not able to make tackle once again. 4 missed tackles out of 1. Boy, that is really subpar, to be honest. And I'm actually, yeah, this is something that I've been talking about. Carter Gordon, who moved on to play rugby league, it's probably the best tackler out of all the fly halves in Super Rugby. Again, Rugby Australia just letting him go. Just yeah. Anyway, we'll rant about it in the review, so we're not gonna do it here. And for the South Africans, I thought Eben Nesbitt overall, despite the 40 run meters in terms of the defense and discipline, was actually a little bit lacking. 2 missed tackles out of 3, not really that much of a work rate, but everybody else really did a lot of work on his behalf. Jason Dixon, my goodness, 19 tackles, 0 missed tackles. That's absolute superhuman performances there. When it comes to the kicking game, the Wallabies didn't really have a clear direction where they wanted to kick, as shown. As you can see, that the most kick that's done is just box kicks from Jake Gordon, and yeah, to some pretty horrendous kick there as well. I was hoping for some kicks from Hunter Paisami, strategic kicking, but none of that happened at all. So yeah, I really, like, I wasn't sure what was going. Rugby Valentini had 1 kick, but if you look at the Springboks, really clear direction who was doing the kicking. Sasha has been given as much opportunity as possible, and Willie LaRue just directing that traffic, feeding the opportunity for him out of that fullback position. Much better structure, much more consistent in how they wanted to play in that regard. And finally, the discipline, not too crazy for the Wallabies. Like, everybody's giving out a bit of issues here and there. The worst performer, Eben Nesbitt for the Springboks, not even that bad. 3 penalties given out, not crazily bad by any means, but yeah, it's a bit of a quiet game for the Eben Nesbitt in that defensive front there, for sure. One of the things I thought was a little bit interesting for the Wallabies, if I want to put that up, yeah, so Salaka Loto did have really high work rate. Again, 7 missed tackles out of 11. Probably need to do a bit of that. It's good effort, but again, I think this is just frantically struggling, trying to defend at times, and really have to probably work on a little bit improvement there as well. Anyway, with that being said, let's have a look at this beautiful lineup that I have assembled for everybody. And big return for the Wallabies coming in a loose air proposition is Angus Bell. He's had a bit of a toe issues and he had to do an operation on him. Finally seen him return. This will be a huge battle in the scrummaging, something that the Wallabies absolutely got dominated last week. Hopefully Angus Bell still hasn't lost his footsteps, and will put some good pressure on this South African side. But he's up against apparently the guy with the biggest leg in South Africa, Thomas du Toit. He's been absolute monster in the URC as well. So yeah, this will be a difficult return for Angus. And yeah, good luck, man. Good luck. This will be a big test for you, and I'm sure that he will enjoy it a lot. Josh Nasa comes in number 2 for the Wallabies, and Alan Alatoa will retain that number 3 jersey. Jan Hendrik Wessels has been called up to number 1 jersey. Johan Huebler has been called into number 2 for the Springboks. So a brand new front row there for the Springboks, for the famous B team, right? Anyway, moving on, in the lock position, Angus Blythe, someone I've been wanting to see for the Wallabies, has been very physical, especially for the Reds, has been caught into the number 4 jersey. Lukam Salaka Loto, number 5, and this will be his home ground. He's been playing for the Western Force. Sorry, not home ground, my bad. He's playing for the Rebels. No, yeah, so this will be another opportunity for him to perform. I would think someone else. Anyway, moving on, Saman Morat will be getting the captaincy for the Springboks at number 4. Number 5, Ron Nokia Is it Nokia? Nokia? So there's two pronunciations that everybody's been telling me. It's either Nokia, like the phone, or like Nokia, like Nokia. Anyway, is it Nokia or Nokia? Anyway, it's a South African number 5 locks. So yeah, it's interesting to see that the Razzie has made the change here. Obviously, the Springboks has been relying on Eben Nesbitt for a very long time, and they're looking for that next generation of locks coming through. Remember, like, Victor Matthews stayed for a very long time for the Springboks, and it had led Springboks to a period of low because of like the over long duration of Victor Matthews' career. And I think that Razzie's kind of like trying to avoid that with Eben Nesbitt, because Eben has been so dominant for Springboks for so long, so he's trying to transition that into the future a little bit here. In the loose forwards now, Robbie Valentini comes in number 6, Carlos Tazano gets number 7 jersey, and number 8 again, Harry Wilson. I think the physicality from Rob Valentini was the only one that was really good on the weekend, and yeah, again, the physicality was improved against Georgia. And against Wales, but really need a little bit more from the Wallabies to really able to edge ahead this weekend. Marco van Staden gets number 6 jersey, moving out from the bench. Pieter-Sepp du Toit will be playing as an assistant captain role to Saman Morat at number 7, and Al Reich Low gets a number 8 jersey. Coming to back line now, the beard is back, baby. And this will be a home game for Nick White. He plays for the Western Force. So the beard coming in number 9. Hopefully he's going to be as good as he was before. And Nick White's performance, I thought, has actually tamped down a lot. You know, he's no longer is no longer as, you know, the shenanigans and everything has gone out. It's really like got a lot better than that since he's moved away from the Brumbies. So I really have to commend him on that improvement on his personal behavior. And yeah, look forward to him to play. Not sure if he's as good as he was a couple years ago. He's definitely, I wouldn't say slow down a little bit. He's definitely a little bit more meticulous, I guess, a bit more, yeah, a little bit calmer nowadays than he was when he was playing for the Brumbies. So we'll have to see if he's gonna deliver the results that we were looking for. Come on, we need him to get like 5 yellow cards and like 2 red cards to win this game. So everything's relying on the beard this weekend. For the South Africans, Morne Vandenberg comes in at number 9 jersey, and moving out from the bench, Noah Lolesio once again gets number 10 jersey. Like I said, everything for Lolesio is okay. He looked really lost last week. Defense, as we know, it isn't good. So yeah, lots of improvement. Again, I'm very surprised to see him here ahead of Tom Liner, and obviously we lost probably my preferred starting number 10 in, we've already talked about him, Carter Gordon. But yeah, the defense is just a big issue. The physicality from Noah is just not quite there. He's still very young. He's 89 kilos. He can definitely, yeah, it's definitely not like tiny by any means, but I just think that he's not, yeah, not quite there physically. Sasha Vanberg and Ngoma Zulu was really, really good last week. Definitely won the battle against Noah. And this week, he won't have Vili Leroux holding his hands from the fullback position. So the training wheels are off. He's going to have to deliver the results that all South Africans are looking for. Yeah, this will be a moment that he has to really venture by himself. And the Wallabies has also recalled Marika Cornbetty, who was really, really good in the test matches against the Springboks last 2 years ago with that physical tackle on his opposite number, Marcus Soto Mapimpi. So these two guys will bang head this weekend, and will be a lot of fireworks, hopefully, and we'll see who's going to walk out the winners. So yeah, that's a very, very good matchup for both teams. Center combinations now, we've got Handa Paisami coming number 12, Lenny Kittel number 13. Like we already showed you on the stats, interestingly, that we didn't see any kicking out of Handa Paisami, who did a little bit of strategic kicking, you know, grab a kick behinds against Wales, which I thought worked really well for the Wallabies. And I think that, again, probably just because the pressure from the Springboks, everybody looked lost last week. Hopefully we can get back on track and start improving on those little fronts with Lenny Kittel and Handa Paisami combination. Lukamio Arm gets moved to the 12 jersey here, and Jesu Kuro retains the number 13 jersey. And yeah, interesting to see how this is going to work out. Lukamio Arm has been in and out of the Springboks due to injuries, so this will be a good opportunity for him to try to solidify himself back into the role. He normally on the number 13 position, next to Damon de Allende in 2019, winning the Rugby World Cup in that setup. So yeah, this will be a different lineup, and it's interesting to see that Rassie Erasmus has opted to keep Jesse Crew at 13 and didn't just put Damon de Allende at 12 and have Lukamu go back to that more familiar 13 jersey. So yeah, we'll have to see how this is going to go, and we'll have to see the direction that Rassie wants to take the team. Andrew Callaway comes in number 14, and Tom Wright number 15. Tom Wright really had a pretty quiet game last week against the Springboks. Again, against, Wales, he was magnificent. In the Super Rugby, he looked magnificent. I was really expecting him to break up the game line a little bit last week and did not deliver. But hey, we'll have to see if he's going to be able to get himself into more of a comfort zone this week. Cheslin Kolbe last week was the, Swiss knife for the Springboks. He was throwing lineouts. He was fitting the scrums. He was playing fly half. So this week, once again, he will be the only one that can assist Sasha Feinberg in some of those decision making around the field. And what a talent Cheslin Kolbe is. And finally, Apalele Fasi. It's going to be the fullback position. The what do you call it? His style is not as much as Villaroo in terms of a playmaker style or a kicking style. He's more of a running style, as at least in recent times I've seen him. So yeah, we'll have to see how that's going to go, how that's going to work with Sacha, because we saw the stats, Sacha is one that's doing a lot of the kicking anyway. So maybe we'll have to see if that's going to be, that's probably what's going to happen. Sacha will be doing a lot of the strategic kicking, probably dropping back to as a secondary fullback, and Farsi will be the one that's doing the counter attack, almost like an additional winger for the Springboks in this kind of setup. In the bench now, the Springboks, a very special setup. They the standard 2 fly half setup on the bench. Rassie Erasmus, they call him the doctor. Dr. Rassie Erasmus. Surely we'll pull something out of the bag this weekend. But hey, let's start from the top. Billy Pollard gets number 16 jersey for the Wallabies. Jem Slipper moving down to number 17. And Zan Nongo returns a number 18 jersey for the Wallabies. The Springboks, the Rugby World Cup winning setup here in the front rowers of the bench. Absolutely brutality. Malcolm Marks, number 16. Ox Inche, number 17. Vincent Koch, number 18. Inche and Vincent Koch are two players basically winning the Rugby World Cup in 2023 by coming off the bench and absolutely dominating the scrummaging. So this will be an absolute brutal outing for the Wallabies. Zan Nongo will be feeling it this weekend against Ox Inche and Jem Slipper as well. Vincent Koch likes to work on that angle a little bit. And Billy Pollard will probably get popped out at some point in this match, no doubt. Tom Hooper gets caught in number 19 jersey, and Seru Uru had an outstanding season for the Reds for multiple seasons. Now finally gets an opportunity back into the Wallabies for this weekend against the Springboks, no less. So this will be a massive game for him. And again, he's somebody that's been very physical for the Reds, and it's good to see that finally being recognized for his performances. Evan Esmith coming number 19, and finally Albertus Huaga Smithberger will come in number 20 to finishing off the bench power for the Springboks. Number 21, Tate McDermott for the Wallabies coming off the bench. Number 22, Grant Williams will be coming in for the Springboks. And it's very interesting to me that Grant Williams is not at the starting position, because he's been on the bench for quite, especially in these games as a secondary halfback for a number of games now. And, with a game like this, I thought surely they will move him up to the start. But it seems like they really like him with his speed coming off the bench as a permanent fixture going forward with the Springboks. And it's really interesting how the logic that they wanted to bring just more speed, with Huaga and now with Grant, there's just going to be that much more tempo in the wider space for the Springboks in the second half they like to bring on. So yeah, there's clear emphasis there in terms of speed in those positions. Number 22, Ben Donaldson gets an opportunity to show his home fans in Perthfontein, and this will be a game. He had a pretty lackluster performance against Georgia, so he will definitely be looking a lot better this weekend. And by the way, he's not normally that lackluster for the Super Rugby season. He has been absolutely brilliant, so maybe that was just a one-off. So this will be an opportunity for him to prove to his fans that he is Really just much better than a few weeks ago now. Max Jorgensen gets caught in number 23 for the Wallabies in the utility position. Like I already talked about, the 2 fly halves for the Springboks. Money on the block will be coming on 10 at some point. Initially, I thought Andre Pollard was going to go to the fullback position. Come off, maybe not play much, maybe just come on at the fullback position, maybe. But a lot of you guys have been talking about that he's going to go to 12. I honestly can't remember the last time Andre played 12. Apparently, he's played a bit of a 12 for the Tigers under Dan McKellar. So I'm sorry, but I can't remember the last time we played 12 for the Springboks. Would have been like more than 4 or 5 years ago. Because in the last World Cup cycle, I don't think he played 12 at all. Because I watched every game and previewed every game. I don't think he played for the Springboks for at least 4 years. And yeah, let me know the last time he actually played center for the Springboks at the 12 jersey. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And my prediction for this game, I'm hoping for a draw. Okay, I'm hoping for a draw. 15 points to 15 draw. Okay, and yeah, and maybe like 2 red cards to the Springboks, so we can reclaim Perthfontein and rename it back to Perth again. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys for the review on the weekend. Cheers.